Okay.
I got a quick discussion challenge for those of us who are in the room here. Could the people on the couch and the driver talk for a minute or two about their favorite book series?
Ooh.
This is dangerous for me because I already have a backlog of like 200 books that I need to read because I just keep adding stuff to it every time I hear about a great book or every time I go into a bookstore. But
Wow. Favorite book series?
Bantalk has a really cool series. I don't know if the whole series is called Griffin and Sabine, but
those are amazing.
Those are awesome. So
yeah.
I don't know if that's. But the first book is called Griffin and Sabine. I don't remember what the other following ones are, but they're amazing because they're not. It's not just like a novel. It's if anybody hasn't seen them, they're like, it's basically a back and forth letters between two people, and the whole book on the inside is just full of this gorgeous art and like handwritten letters. Some of the pages even have like envelopes that you have to pull the letter out and read it from.
Oh, they're so great.
And they're gorgeous, and the story is just like hauntingly beautiful.
Oh yeah. No.
Also, Nick Bantalk lives on one of the Gulf Islands because of course he does.
Yeah, that sounds like good work. Yeah.
It's one of those books that you can't really get an e-book of. It wouldn't really be the same.
It is very much about the physical object because of all the like it has all the envelopes and everything that you take all the postcards and the letters and everything. It's beautiful.
It's kind of like an adult version of a pop-up book.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
I love that.
They're delightful. They're so
like they're
details, little details.
Yeah. That's mine, hands down.
Anyone else?
My secret obsession is King Arthur. So I've read every King Arthur book ever written.
Oh, there's a lot.
Go ahead, ask me anything. I've read Tennyson, I've read Lamort de Arthur, I've read them all. But there's a writer from here. His name is Jack White with a Y.
Yeah, I've read some Jack White.
He's done some huge series on the King Arthur story told from a little different perspective.
Yeah.
And so for someone who's a hardcore fan, it's really interesting to see this guy's twist, because what he's done is he's taken the historical facts that we know and then placed them over top of the lore that we know.
Yeah.
And tried to fit it into real time.
Yeah, because there's several versions of like adaptation and transformation of the mythos.
And so it's quite amazing. I usually am a big sci-fi fan, but I'm kind of hooked into that series right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, the Terry Pratchett Discworld series is amazing.
Of course.
I'm a big fan of the Ian M. Banks culture books. Those are great.
Oh yeah, those ones are really good.
You probably heard myself and probably Cam talking about those in the past, but
I've actually got one here. The one that really works for me is the one that really works for me is the Jeff Vandermeer's Southern Reach trilogy. The Annihilation Authority Acceptance, which is 100% worth your time.
Jump scare! You kind of bust that one up a bit.
Was that a bleep? Did they bleep us?
I think so.
I heard a bleep.
Yeah,
they have a bleep button.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to say
also,
C
if anybody
anymore.
knows where our big robe is, like the grapekeeper robe.
Yeah, this is our substitute robe.
Our backup robe. If anyone's seen that.
Maybe it got in the sea.
Grapekeeper.
Finally, someone takes your advice, and look what they do.
Right.
They take your jacket.
I don't.
That's just rude. They should have left it in the cloakroom.
This is very difficult because I can't read the chat at all with my glasses off. So everybody, all those blurs, go see, figure it out.
they're all saying yes. They're all saying yes, my grapekeeper.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, what was your book series?
Mine?
Yeah.
It was the Southern Reach trilogy by Jeff Vandermeer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've got one. Like, it took me a minute to think about it. Because, like, when you were talking about Arthurian legends, I thought, oh, there's an incomplete series that I always loved, and the third book was never published. But then, Paul mentioned sci-fi, and I realized that my sort of, like, peak ideal of science fiction is, in fact, the Ancillary Mercy series. Or Ancillary Justice. I'm not sure what the series is called. It's real good. It's, when I think of science fiction in my mind, it's pretty much like that series, and I very rarely find that in the books that I've gone looking for as science fiction. It's, a very detailed, created universe that isn't just sort of like a port of Western society in space.
Right.
they have their own spirituality that's recognizable and yet not what you would find on Earth, really.
Are we talking about good sci-fi recommendations?
Yes.
Or
nearly
books.
that.
Or books.
Book series.
And also you have sentient spaceships, which, you know,
We're talking
that's
I'm
pretty
always
cool.
here for sentient
That's
spaceships.
pretty cool.
So,
Are we talking about the culture series?
no.
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 Paul
Different
mentioned it.
sentient spaceships.
Oh.
Always good. Ancillary justice.
I'll have to go find that one.
Great
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, culture definitely has sentient. Well, has sentient thing or robots that are in spaceships.
Yep.
Sometimes.
Also, read
Uh,
Roadside Picnic.